You are welcome to Nana's Tarot and Oracles. I am the Nana, and Nana loves you. You have a home here for comfort and contemplation, hope and inspiration, rest, renewal, and relaxation. Your readings here may empower you to use your intuition to help you towards a better life. All readings are dedicated to truth and light, but cannot take the place of professional services of any kind. Readings are general for the collective, and if they do not sound right for you today, they may not be for you today. Try again another day. If you like what you're hearing, please select the like button below and subscribe. It's free with all notifications. Share with your friends or family. And if you have a question or a comment, I will try to answer it below. You are important to Nana, and Nana is always happy to be with you again. Today is Friday, Freya Day, after the Norse goddess Freya. And all Fridays are, therefore, in my opinion, days of the divine feminine. We do have some astrological transits going on right now, also with Venus, and those are very beneficial influences considering. Of course, yesterday we had the transit of the planet Mars into the sign of Aries. This is a big transit that we've been working up to. Today we have the last quarter moon in Capricorn, and so we are now in the last phase of the waning moon towards the new moon. But the last quarter moon in Capricorn, Capricorn's ruler being Saturn, has a grounding influence of maturity and sustainability to help us to restrain that fiery impulsivity and to turn our dreams into practical plans and actions. Tomorrow and the next day we will have an Aquarius moon. Aquarius, of course, shifting energy from the personal to the collective, making us think of the effects of our personal issues on the community and of the community effects on our personal issues. And on Monday the 13th, Venus will be in Taurus and Jupiter in Cancer. This is a lovely alignment that can bring luck, prosperity, and healing. Now, we have the weekly intuitive astrology, once again, from the excellent Molly McCord, who has a YouTube channel. And I highly recommend it, that you look at it for her reports, and she produces these excellent graphics, noting that from the 8th to the 9th we had surrender, from surrender to action, with Mars providing a shot of adrenaline, moving from full surrender into Aries. And you can see down here where she has some tips for navigating the energy that I think are very good. The alchemical fire, use this energy to burn away past imprints and soul level fears. Balance through perspective, counteract impulsivity by seeking balancing viewpoints from trusted partners. And the hero's journey, because Aries is where the hero's journey begins, a universal pattern of transformation occurring at the edge of your current self-identity. Now, what we have to look forward to is on April 12th, we have a spiritual initiation where Mars conjunct Neptune dissolves illusions and brings potent creative downloads or visions. And then on the 14th, we have some mental refueling where Mercury enters Aries, triggering fast-moving developments, fresh ideas, and rapid communication. And here is a summary right down here of the planets, the shifts, and the focus, so that you can see what to expect. I really enjoy and have really learned so much from her graphics. I'm very grateful to Molly. Let's have some cards to explore what this all means. Let's get one from the Inner Temple Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. All cards were thoroughly shuffled before the reading. And let's see what we have today. Today's card, we had the Mystic the other day. Today we get the Machine. That is the opposite. These are cards of polarity. The Mystic, you'll recall, I related to the planets being in the sign of Pisces, which is somewhat foggy and mystical. Let's see what it has to say about the Machine. I will say that the Machine does not sound warm or fuzzy. Here's the text, if you prefer to read it. The Machine is unsustainable ways, soulless greed, parched external validation, reaching exhaustion, pushing, churn and burn, meaninglessness, paper thin, hungry for more, controlling, and shallow. And if the Machine is right side up, consider whether you've been putting too much emphasis on the external for guidance rather than the internal. And so we need to take care that the Mystic does not get turned into the Machine. So keep that in mind. I will say that what we have seen in the last week, when last we met, I remember pleading with you to pray for peace. And we have it still. It is not guaranteed to continue. And I would suggest that it is the Machine that is producing the tension and the difficulty because of all of the reasons that are described in the text here. Please continue to pray for and visualize world peace, and also to work for humanity. Something to think about. And let's have a self-care oracle. I think we all need a little bit of self-care after the tensions of the last week. And I will say that this weekend, under the influence of that Aquarian moon, to think of community, we can think of things we can do as a community in order to bring about better outcomes in the world. Here is our self-care oracle, and it's number 28, Intuition. See the third eye up there? And I will say that again, when we look at the Mystic card, which is about intuition and mysticism versus the Machine, intuition may well be one of the mechanisms that helps us to find a way out of the difficulties and the turbulence we're experiencing in the world today. So that's a good self-care oracle. And let's have a significator card from the Rider-Waite-Smith. Pamela Coleman Smith was the artist for these cards, and I believe her creativity and mysticism provided a lot of very good information. Here is our significator, and it is the Three of Wands. I like the Three of Wands card. It's a card I feel very comfortable with. The 3, of course, is the number of the Empress, and 3 is the midpoint between 0 and 5. 3s tend to be, at least partially like in the 3 of Pentacles, about community and collaboration. And the other thing I want to say about this card is that these are wands. Wands are the fire signs. We are, of course, Mars in Aries. Lots of fire there. Fire being about inspiration, creativity, and enterprise, initiative, leadership, passion, inspiration, all of those good things. And you can see the growth off of the wands. So I enjoy the wands. Now, the character in this has turned his back on something and is looking forward. And what he is looking at down here, you can see, are ships. The ships are either going out or coming back in. But he is looking at these ships and knowing that his actions are out there and waiting to see what those actions return to him. And the reverse of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. I forgot to mention the fire signs. Fire signs being Aries, that's appropriate, right? Leo and Sagittarius. The Knight of Pentacles. Pentacles, of course, are the earth signs about money, material possessions, and health. And the Knights are of service. They are sent to be of service, or they are us serving. The Knight of Pentacles presenting in the reverse position. In the upright position, he is considered to be the epitome of steadiness. You'll notice that the horse doesn't look like he's going anywhere fast. He is holding up the pentacle, and he is looking ahead to decide what to do next. This is a card of organization and of doing things in the correct manner. In the reverse position, it might suggest some disorganization, or possibly even the reverse of deliberation. Something to think about. And I'm inspired to look and see what's beneath that. We have the Devil. And the Devil is a major arcana card, number 15. And the Devil is a card of obsession and oppression. And so this, I think, is somewhat relevant to some of our situations in the world today. And perhaps that is what we need to be thinking about in terms of what can we do to relieve ourselves of this. What you notice with the Devil card is that these people are chained, but the chains are loose. They can free themselves. The devil only has as much power as we give it. And I also looked again, and just past the devil we have the star in the upright position. And the star is another major arcana card, and it is the perfect card to counter the devil. The star is a card of hope and optimism, number 17. And I would say that it goes very well with this intuition card and with the mystic and the machine. The mystic and the machine. And now I was called to get out the Triple Goddess deck for some clarification as well. Let's see what we get from the Triple Goddess deck. I have these two cards right here sticking out. I think they want to be seen. And what do we have? We have the Two of Wands. This is the character in the Three of Wands before the character has turned the back. And I also notice the stag in the background. But the Two of Wands is a visionary. And we have the Empress. The Empress is another major arcana card, number 3. Just like the Three of Wands is number 3. The Empress is about fertility and abundance. So I would say, as clarifier cards coming out in the reverse position, this suggests to me again that we may not be there at this time, but I certainly see hope and optimism in this star card. Now, let's have a talisman oracle. We've been getting good talisman oracles. Let's see what we get today. Leadership. It's interesting that we were talking about leadership before, when we were talking about that Three of Wands. And of course, these cards have sacred geometry in them to trigger your brain to think about what it needs to. Here is the text on leadership and the sacred geometry. In a reading, you have been placed in a situation where you have to take the lead. This newfound responsibility can be frightening, but it offers you an opportunity to see your vision come to life. Set boundaries and focus on the bigger picture. You're able to brighten up the spirit of those around you, and you see their potential. You have the confidence, decisiveness, empathy, and insight that inspires others. In the course of your life, you've gained valuable experience and respect, and now it's your chance to offer guidance. Ego battles are no match for you. You have mastered self-discipline and creative humor and have let go of the need to micromanage the small stuff. Talisman power. Use this card whenever you need help believing in your leadership skills. You can also use it when you experience difficulties as a parent or head of a social group or organization. Envision the stamina of the tiger and channel his firm but gentle spirit. Take a few deliberate steps ahead and allow the doubts to dissolve. Your affirmation for today: I offer guidance. I would say that is a good card also. Let's have a rune. Our rune for today is algas. We had Algas the other day, and that is the rune of protection. So even in tricky times, with tricky people, we can count on protection, new opportunities, and challenges. Let's have a hexagram from the I Ching, the Book of Changes. Our I Ching hexagram for today is number 26. That looks like a mountain to me. Let's see what Benabel Wynn has to say about number 26. Number 26. Cultivate the Supreme. And the Oracle. The Oracle says you hold great power and potential, but restraint is necessary to temper that power and keep it under control. The mountain visible under the heavens is emblematic of your great power. Invest that power in a way that advances humankind. A mountain need not move or speak to awe. Nothing is more awe-inspiring than self-control. At hand is how you can tame that great power and potential. When you are accomplished, you bear the burden of using those accomplishments to give back. Power must be controlled by yielding that power to the most underprivileged. Limitations must be imposed on you to keep you on the noble path. So you remember when I was talking about Saturn being the ruler of Capricorn and the Capricorn moon imposing grounding and stability? Those are the restrictions that this is talking about, in my opinion. So, that is our reading for today. I hope that you have found some inspiration in it. Thank you for tuning in to Nana's Tarot and Oracles today. You make Nana's day. Nana loves you and hopes you leave a question or comment below. Select the like button, subscribe, and select all notifications. See you soon in peace and love. I can tell you already that I am called to do a reading on Monday the 13th. Have a great weekend.